afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of The Lounge, organized by the Department of Management of NSBM Green University. I'm Neluka and I will be your host for today's episode. So today we have the pleasure of interviewing an exceptional personality. He has achieved success not only in academics but also in sports and extracurricular activities. So to introduce today's guest to you all, we have Mr. Thisal Yatawara, lecturer attached to the Department of Marketing and Tourism, former alumni and also a SAG Silver Medalist in badminton. Hello sir.
Hello.
How are you feeling today?
All good, excited.
All right, okay, we're looking forward. So to start off with, could you please introduce yourself to us and tell us a bit about you and your journey since graduating from this university?
Yes, so first and foremost, thank you very much for having me here in the launch episode. So just to say a bit about myself, I'm Thisal Yatawara, and currently I work as a lecturer attached to the Department of Marketing and Tourism, and I completed my bachelor's in International Business Management under the affiliation of Plymouth University. And also since graduating, the first thing to be done was completing CIMA. I was doing CIMA back in the day, so I had to finish off CIMA, and then of course I started working in one of the leading FMCG conglomerate in Sri Lanka as a management trainee. So there I worked under different departments, and there onwards only I joined NSBM as a lecturer. So I currently work as a lecturer attached to the Department of Marketing and Tourism.
All right, amazing. So moving on from that lovely introduction, so many students aspire to excel academically and professionally. So what strategies did you take to become a top level performer, and that too to maintain that level of excellence in your career?
Well, not much of the strategies, but I think I had one key strategy to myself which helped me to excel academically and also professionally. So back in the days, I was committed in badminton. So I had to manage my time, I had to manage my time for education, I had to manage my time for sports as well. And having the concern that I need to travel from Colombo to Homagama for my academics, it was actually a tough job. So I had no option but to select or to choose a strategy that would suit myself. So I just only used one strategy to answer your question, that is basically I had to do a lot of self-study. For an example, for me to commit myself in my sport, I had most of my practices in Colombo. So, and I had my lectures here at Homagama. So traveling was a bit of a hassle.
Yes.
Plus I was tired, so I had to rest. So therefore what I did was I had to compromise a bit here and there for sure. So to answer your question, when I had my practices at Colombo, what I did was, in most cases, I wanted to make sure that I do not miss out on the lectures as well, what I could learn from the lectures.
Yes. All
And
right.
also, just to answer your other part of the question, I think you asked something academically plus professionally.
How do you manage to
Yes.
maintain that level of excellence?
Yes, so I think, so with hard skills, along the hard skills, you got to add a bit of soft skills as well. Not just hard skills would get you in the professional, get you a place in the professional world, but along the hard skills, you got to have a bit of soft skills also. Maybe the communication skills, time management, leadership, all of those would make you help to excel it professionally and academically.
All right, so I believe that was a wonderful answer. So sir, as an all-rounder, you've achieved impressive milestones. So could you share a particular situation where you are still proud of? Maybe it could be an accomplishment or maybe a project you've done during your university, something that you're still proud of, and how your university experience has contributed to its success.
Well, I would answer to that question in a way like this. It would not be a project or an accomplishment per se, but I'll tell you how the university experience helped me to achieve success or milestones or whatever that is. So back in the days, during my undergraduate days, one of the weaknesses that I had to myself was talking to an audience, being very nervous, talking to an audience. But after coming to NSBM, I got the opportunity to talk to people, to large audiences. In 2018, I was the Sports Council President and also the badminton captain of NSBM. So thereby, I had to take, or I wanted to take every opportunity that I could take here in the university, because this offers you ample amount of opportunities at NSBM. So as a leader of your badminton, or leader of your team, or maybe the Sports Council President of NSBM, you get a large community. So it ranges from welcome speeches to vote of thanks to addressing your teammates. Sometimes you got to huddle up in your teams, and then you got to address your teams all the time. So I made it an opportunity where I could overcome my weakness, which is talking to an audience. So I think NSBM was a place where it provided me with that opportunity, where I overcame that fear. Now, just to recall one of my memories down the lane, I think this was in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. In 2018, we had this rugby tournament which was organized for the school children, that was organized by the university. And back then I was a Sports Council President, and I had to talk in front of the TV. So they wanted me to speak in Sinhala, they wanted me to speak in English, and I was not ready for that at all. But I got that opportunity. I thought to myself, okay, it's okay. You are a human being, you are not perfect. You just talk and see. But that day, I think I got embarrassed a lot in front of my lecturers, in front of my peers, in front of my colleagues, in front of my team. And that made me only realize that it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to make mistakes, but you need to learn something out of that.
Sure.
So from that moment onwards, I am not shy, or I accept myself as a human being. And talking to an audience or talking to someone else, talking to a large crowd, made it maybe a simple task, I would say. So I think that is one of the most memorable things that I have gone through. So all in all, what NSBM has given me to achieve whatever that I have achieved, and today standing here, or sitting here rather, as a lecturer, is because as a lecturer, obviously you got to speak up, you got to address to a large community, you got to inspire students. So I think that is one of the key things that I remember that I got from NSBM.
Yes, so speaking of soft skills, I think you're doing a great job. So despite all these successes, I know it comes with a lot of hard work, tireless nights, and numerous challenges. So tell me, was balancing academics and sports easy? And most importantly, how did you manage your time?
It's neither hard nor easy. As I told you previously, I think whatever that you do in your life, it comes with some sort of a compromisation. So I had to compromise a lot in my education, plus in sports as well. Now I think I answered more or less the same question back also, but just to tell you a few, as I told you back in the days, I did not have time to come here and then go back and forth every day. So what I did was, I wanted to be productive, I wanted to be efficient, I wanted to be effective. So I always chose productivity over fun, I always chose effectiveness over fun, or whatever you call it. So what I did was, whatever that I miss here in lectures, I made sure that I covered it up during my own time. So self-studying basically.
Yes.
So that basically opted me to learn better, learn more. So that's how I actually managed my time with sports and education.
All right. So apart from work and sports and all other extracurriculars, did you have any hobbies or interests in particular?
Hobbies as in, it's like this. If I am to say, hobbies were also sort of watching sports.
Okay.
When you are not playing sports, one of my hobbies was watching sports. I would rather enjoy any sport, not just badminton, be it cricket, be it football, be it basketball, be it rugby, be it Olympics, be it athletics. I would rather enjoy any sport. So as a hobby, what I did was, apart from playing badminton and apart from playing other sports, I enjoyed watching sports.
All right. Okay, so moving on to the next question. I believe this question is very important for all us undergraduates, including myself. So, this is regarding the transition from university to the professional world. So, speaking of your achievements, what do you think about yourself? As in, like, what do you feel about yourself at this point, where you are today and how you are as a person?
Transition from academics to
Yes,
professional
professional world.
Honestly speaking, one of the advantages or one of the things that sports gave me was something like this. If I am to put this into context and relating to myself, how you are, or just to say, let's say something like this. If you are in an academic arena, why you get recognized amidst an academic arena is because not you have performed academically, but because you have been a sportsman or a sports person and you have achieved something out of sports. Because everyone has achieved academically in that arena.
Yes.
And also you get recognized not as an academic in that arena, but as a sportsman.
True.
On the other hand, when you are to consider a sports arena, you don't get recognized as a sportsman, but rather an academic, or but rather a person who is sound in his academics and in his academic background. So also on top of that, one of the things that sports gave me was to exposure to many different backgrounds. Different backgrounds in the sense different people, different cultures, different areas, and also different people, everything, diversity overall. So it made me to understand it's just not that you have to think from yourself, but also you need to understand who others are as well. Right? You need to accept that diversity. So once you start experiencing, once you get that exposure of meeting new people, going to new places, meeting, accepting new cultures and traditions, you understand the fact that it's not that everyone else should be changing according to you, but rather it's you who needs to change and adapt to the environment that is around you. So transitioning yourself from academically or maybe from a setting or university setting to a professional setting, I think how I learned is through sports. So I was able to adapt to mostly any situation, and that made me, help me to have a smooth transition from university to the professional world.
All right. Okay, so speaking of career development, we know that networking plays a crucial role. So regarding this, how did you build your professional network during your time at the university, and how has it benefited you in your career?
Well, I think I'm a firm believer and a follower of networking. The reason being, networking is like a virus. It's contagious. And networking happens like this. It's as simple as just saying hello to another person.
True.
And also when you get to know some other person, you get to know 3 other persons as well. So that's basically networking according to me. So if I am to say why am I here today is also because of networking, right? And you asked me the question of how did I build my professional network while I was in university. It's just as simple as saying hello to another person and nothing else, nothing much. You just need to build a conversation. You just need to meet new people, say hello, maybe wave a goodbye or maybe shake your hand with those people, and that's as simple as that.
Yes, wonderful indeed. So ideally, being successful involves taking a lot of risks and also stepping out of your comfort zone. So could you recall a significant instance where you took a risk and how it impacted your life or maybe your career?
Yes. So I think we'll have to go back to 2014, where I got the opportunity to captain the under-19 Sri Lankan badminton team. And for me to become the Sri Lankan, that has a background story. If I become the Sri Lankan under-19 captain, I am able to win this award called DS Lion that we get at our school back in the days as the best sportsman of all the sports.
Okay.
So my brother actually won it. So I also wanted to win it. And if I am to win that, if I was to win that award, I had to become the Sri Lankan badminton captain, and I had this opportunity. So what made me think was there were some nights troubling my mind, saying that you got to be this, you got to win this award. If not, you are going to regret this. So every day, every night, it was troubling me a lot, and it kept me awake for so many days. I had so many sleepless nights. I used to wake up at 3 or maybe get down of the bed at 2 a.m. and go skip myself, and that was the motivation that I had. So one of the things that I realized those days was you need motivation to do something, and the best kind of motivation, according to my opinion, is self-motivation. And by doing that, I realized, okay, I am a person who has this much of potential. You need to make use of it. It's just hidden in yourself. You need to bring out that potential in yourself to achieve whatever that you wanted to achieve. So I had to compromise my education. That was during my A-level times. I thought to myself, okay, I'll try to come back for my A-levels maybe after I win this award. Until that, maybe I need to focus on this. So what I did was I fully focused on becoming the Sri Lankan captain, and so I had to work tirelessly day and night, day by day, for weeks, for months, and end of the day, I became the Sri Lankan captain for the under-19 team as well.
Congratulations.
So one of the key things that I took out of that was, if I am able to put that much of determination, if I am able to put that much of effort to myself in order to get something that I wanted, why don't I put the same effort, or why don't I put the same determination to whatever that I do in my life? So I had 3 or 2 months or 4 months just for A-levels as well, and I applied the same scenario to this.
Okay.
I thought to myself, okay, you got this, you need to be determined, you need to have some motivation to yourself. So I was able to get through A-levels with few good results within those 3 months as well. So that was the reward that I got after taking that much of a risk. So the key thing that I took away from that was basically I wanted that self-confidence to myself, and I realized that I am a person who's capable of achieving anything if you put the right amount of work to it. So that's one of those moments that I can remember.
All right. So with that being said, I believe our university aims to produce well all-rounded individuals. So sir, do you have any inspirations or someone you would like to mention in this video? Someone you're thankful for?
Yes.
It could be more than one, of course.
Yes, definitely. Inspiration was just right at my home. That was my brother. He's also an alumni of NSBM Green University. So he also, like I said, he also won this award, the DS Lion. And then once I was always following him as a younger brother, I wanted to be like him. Okay, so because he captained the Sri Lankan team as well. If he can do it, why can't I do it? So he always set the benchmark for our family as the eldest sibling. And also after coming to NSBM, he became the batch top as well. So I thought, okay, why don't I do it? But I just wanted to follow him. So inspiration was always available for me, not just him, my parents itself, my mother, my father, both of them, and plus my brothers. Even my younger brother was an inspiration to me. And apart from my family, I think it was all the people that I meet every day. Every person, if you are to really look at it, there's something that's inspiring about them. It might not be what you're looking for, but I'm sure you are able to get or take inspiration from anyone that you meet in this world. So apart from my family, I think I'm grateful for all the people that I've met already in my life, and I am excited to meet new people in the future as well. But all in all, apart from my family, to NSBM, to all my lecturers, to all my mentors, and also basically everyone that I met in my life was an
Amazing.
inspiration to me.
I'm pretty sure they must be very proud to see you here as well. So yes, we have almost reached the end of episode 3. So moving on to our final question. So sir, you've accomplished so much after leaving the university and even during the university. So to all our undergraduates out there, tell us, how do you manage to stay motivated and keep reaching new heights?
Well, to answer this question, it's I think a tough question, but I'll say it something like this. This is my own opinion. This might be different from person to another. One of the things that I see in today's society or around myself in the environment is that most of the people thinking that they want to be happier, relaxed, peaceful, free in the future, they try to suffer today. But how I see is something different to that, because someday you might get there, but how long will it last? How long would you be happy when you achieve something? For an example, when I won the most outstanding sportsman of the year at NSBM in 2018, how happy I was definitely happy, but for how long? I think it's not the end destination that you should be aiming for. I think it's the process that you need to enjoy, day in, day out, the work that you put into whatever that you do. I am also a firm believer in progress. So whatever that encourages me, or whatever that gives me an opportunity to learn something, okay. Let's say for an example, if you are to learn one thing today, and if you keep on learning that one thing or different other things every day, at the end of 100 days you learn 100 things.
Yes.
But if you are to think of those 100 things in the start itself, you get a bit overwhelmed. So I don't think about the end destination, while for sure I have a destination, but what I do mostly is I enjoy the process. I do whatever that I am required to do day in and day out. So small progress is still progress, and I count on those. Therefore, that is how I am motivated to learn, motivated to reach new heights in my life. So I don't know whether it would suit to someone else,
yes,
but maybe if they also try it out, they might find it right.
Yes, I believe that was one wonderful piece of advice. So on a final note, with that being said, as we all know, all good things must come to an end. So we have officially reached the end of episode 3 of The Lounge, and I would like to thank you, sir, for being here with us today and sharing your incredible stories and insights with all of us. I believe your accomplishments are truly an inspiration to all of us, and we are proud to indeed call you our own alumni. And with that being said, I would like to wish you the very best for your future endeavors. Moreover, this video will be available on the YouTube channel of the Department of Management for everyone to tune in and watch. Once again, thank you, sir, for being here with us today, and I hope you have a lovely day.
For sure. It was my pleasure. Thank you.